Hello there. Welcome back to the shop. It's a interesting time to make a video. Over the last weekend, I escaped and got back to my family's shop, see my mom, and spend Mother's Day a week ahead of time with her. But this video will come out on Mother's Day. And while I was there, I received a commission to make a beautiful pen. And I'm gonna walk you through that process real quick. I don't have it with me and I don't have pictures, but it's already in the mail. And, well, it should have arrived yesterday, I think. So we're just gonna go through that process and get a neat look at it because there's nothing quite like an amazing pen. And you can order yours on my website, which I'll have a link down below. Let's get started. So you can see some of the cutoffs here, and we're mostly just cutting 45-degree angles out of a single blank. And a blank is about a 3/4 by 3/4 by like 5-inch piece of wood. And after we've cut all the angles and kind of glued it back up together, you can see the corrien. And I've drilled a hole in one, but that's the next step after we've made our blank, is we gotta find the center. We mark that little X, and then we drill it out very slowly, very carefully. Because if the drill bit wanders, or if it gets too hot, expands and twists, and it goes out the side, and we don't want that. We only get one shot because corrien's really expensive. And you can see I'm going real slow here and just kind of letting the chips exhaust through the flutes of the drill bit and go through it. And corrien's really cool. It's actually a stone composite, and I chose it because it was kind of black with some gold lines, and it mimics my buddy's wife's Instagram. She uses those colors a lot for her, motivation and coaching stuff, and I wanted that symmetry in the pen. We couldn't do it exactly because corrien is, like I said, really expensive, and I wanted one with strong gold lines because she uses a lot of gold, like glitter effects. And here we're just squaring up the blank. There's going to be a couple rough cuts just because my barrel trimmer isn't super sharp, and it starts to smoke a couple times, so I just kind of cut that out because it's obnoxious and looks really bad. But now's a great time for me to ask you to smash that like button and ring the bell, because I'm really hoping for 5 likes on this video. That'd be cool. Let's see if we can do that. But barrel trimming is a really slow process. You have to trim each side of the blank, and what that does is it makes it really, really square. Because then when you throw it on the lathe and you put your bushings on it, that ensures that it'll fit really nice when you press it all together. The entire time I was putting this pen together, I couldn't help but think about all of the pens I've made. And I usually make them for special occasions, but for someone special who's a mother, for like a Mother's Day pen, to me that's really, really important. We spend a lot of time with certain people in our lives, and we hope to spend more time with certain people in our lives, but we don't always take the moment to look for the best gifts for someone special. I'm not saying a pen is the best gift, but it's heartfelt because he reached out to me and he said, I really want something special. Journaling is important to her. Let's do something really different. It made me think back to when I was a little kid for Mother's Day. What I would do is I would always, get up really early and I'd make Mom an omelet and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that was kind of like how a traditional start to Mother's Day would go in our household. And that was because if I ruined the omelet, at least I made her a sandwich. Which is funny thinking back on it, but, in the moment it probably seemed pretty ridiculous. But that was me. You can see a little smoke there, yeah. But back in the day, I knew I didn't have money. Being a 7-year-old, you don't have a job or anything. And I knew Mom liked omelets, and she liked peanut butter and jelly. Well, she liked peanut butter. I don't really... Still on the fence with jelly. But I was like, okay, well, I know I can do this for Mom, and that way she doesn't have to cook her own breakfast. I was like, I can make breakfast for me and my dad and my brother and everybody. I can do it for her. And that became the tradition. Now, I got really good at making omelets for different reasons, but that was always the methodology. You can see here we're going really slow to barrel trim it, just because, like I said, those cutters are really dull. And occasionally we have to go just a little deeper. And that's the fine-tuning part. We gotta make sure it's really, really square. Otherwise the pen looks a little off. We don't want that. But as you can see, we're just checking it, making sure everything's still straight and tight. I was a little worried I might have been barrel trimming on an angle, so that's why I spinned the chuck there. I'm going to put it back in and go just a little deeper. But Mother's Day is something special, and gift giving is something special. Because it doesn't always have to be something fancy or crazy or ridiculous. It just has to be meaningful and important. It has to be something you put thought into. And as the pen was coming together, I could almost feel the raw emotion that my buddy has for his wife. And now that we've got our bushings on the lathe, and we've kind of got all the blanks together, we're just setting up the lathe so we can get the tool rest in. And I've got a new tool, and it was absolutely terrible to use. I've never used a skew like this before, or I've never used a chisel like this before. The blade is somewhere in between a skew and a gouge, that rounded square, and there was a definite learning curve, which actually kind of applies. Because when making a pen, everyone's different. So there's that learning process to it. And that learning process, it kind of applies to gift giving in general, because you can't just immediately know the perfect gift for someone. And even when you think you know someone really well, it might not be the perfect gift. But that little learning process is part of the fun. You learn about the person, you learn about what they like, and what really makes them happy, and what's really important to them. As you can see here, we're just sanding it down. We're going to progressively sand higher and higher grits. We're going to start at 80 grit, and that's just to get the fine-tuning down, because corrien is so dense, and bubinga is pretty dense too. So turning it with the chisel all the way down to the bushings can get kind of tricky. But if we sand really, really carefully, we can do some really impressive things. And that first aggressive sandpaper grit allows us to kind of fine-tune the details of the shape. And it's a real slow process. And then after that, we're going to give everything a CA finish, which is essentially it's super glue. There's different types of super glue and different types of CA, but we're just going to slowly put on layers and layers and layers of super glue, because we want it to have a really strong finish that just catches the light. And I couldn't help but think about that too, because pens like this, it took all weekend to do this. On and off. Certain things needed time to dry, time to cure, and I really wanted to make sure that it was just perfect. And I couldn't help but take that extra time. Now that's the same extra time and care and that I give to everything I do, but this one felt more important, if that makes sense. Like, they're all super important to me, but this one felt like there was almost a greater purpose. Like, I hadn't really talked to this friend before. We were just on Facebook, and he reached out and was like, hey, I've seen your stuff, and I really love it, and I want this for my wife. So that was kind of a special moment for me. But once the CA has dried, you can kind of see it at the very beginning of this clip. There's kind of waves and stuff. And what we're going to do now is we're going to wet sand it. Just like, sanding a car, or, something that needs a really smooth finish. We're just going to start at 320 grit, slowly increase the speed and increase the grits all the way up to 10,000. That's usually about where I stop, but after that, that's when we throw on my 3-step polishing method, where I start with Meguiar's car wax, and then 1-step plastic polish, and then I like to put on a coat of ceramic coat from Meguiar as well. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and you can correct me in the comments. But go ahead and tell me down below what you think. How do you pronounce it? From there, we just sand it up. We got to make sure we take all the extra CA glue off the ends, because it kind of builds up. And that's the point of putting on so many layers. The non-stick bushings are on an angle, so it doesn't like chip off and break into the pen. That also gives us a little bit of build-up. So we just sand that off real quick, and I keep all my parts in little baggies, because it keeps them clean and keeps them safe. And I use the extra little baggies to help make sure the clip doesn't scratch anything. Although I'm sure it wouldn't scratch corrien anyway. But once we've got our gold finishes on, we're gonna make sure that everything screws together correctly. And I do like to use screw together hardware, just because if you change your ink cartridge, because they are all refillable, but if you change your ink cartridge and things don't go in right, maybe you have a bit of grit or something jammed up in there, you can kind of screw it open and clean it out real quick. And as you can see, I'm just playing with the spring in there, making sure it's in place. And then, see, I give it a little twist, because it hung up just a little bit, and that happens occasionally. But this is chrome and gold just put together, and I think it's a really sharp contrast. And there's a magnetic clip on it, which you can see now. I give it a little shot for the camera, and you can line up the scallops. And I think that's the best part, is because it's kind of like a hug. And you just line up the scallops there, and I give it a nice little view of the camera, so you can really see the shine, the sheen of that kind of pinkish bubinga and corrien. And they work together, and it makes just a beautiful pen. I want to make sure you guys get a good look at it, so I'm going to spin it around a couple times. The magnet's actually pretty strong. Like, it is not a weak magnet, but that's just because I don't want you to lose it. We've got a couple glamour shots here, and I really love this pen. It looks super, super good. And you can see the little box, and I lasered on top of the box those 3 emojis. She uses those in her Instagram posts all the time. It's actually kind of awesome. And there you go. It's how we make a pen. And I thank you for watching along with me. And, taking that time to kind of see how I make a pen. Because there's really something special about using a pen. And, when you have one in your hand that's really good, it's a completely different experience. It's one of those, whoa, moments. And I know, giving that pen to his wife for Mother's Day is really going to be something special. It's a gorgeous pen with some corrien and some bubinga and some accents in it. I think it's really something special. And I thank you for watching along. I can't tell you how much. It means the world to me. Well, I'll leave y'all with that. But as always, thanks for watching.